Do you notice how teenagers, your grandchildren, children, cousins, and siblings all seem to share bad qualities that seem to haunt them? Things like procrastination, staying up late, bad grades, and many other bad qualities. Well, that doesn't just happen here. Across the world, the teenagers struggle with the same day-to-day activities. Today, we're going to show you differences between the United States and Japan. Our first example is the schooling aspect for these two countries. In Japan, lectures are harder, which makes the students need to study more. The lectures are harder because there's little to no activities or discussions to reinforce the ideas. In the United States, it's more of a relaxed atmosphere, and teaching methods change from different teachers and grades. There's more of a variety. Students also put a bit less time into studying because it's not stressed as much. Even rules are different. While public schools in the United States and Japan have the same thoughts with bad behavior, tardiness, and alcohol and drug abuse, a student's attire is different. In Japan, the majority of schools have uniforms, and some even go as far as rules against certain hair lengths, makeup, and jewelry. A Japanese uniform can change from a sailor uniform, a gakuran, and uniforms with similar styles to them. Usually, in American schools, you don't see a uniform unless you are going to a private school. Another difference is students' abilities to do as they wish in Japanese schools. Things like getting a part-time job is against many Japanese schools' rules. Another is that they can't get up to do things as easily compared to the US. Things like going to the bathroom, for instance, are usually not allowed during class time. The strangest difference to someone from the United States is how the classes change in Japan. While students go to different classrooms in the United States, in Japan the teachers are the ones who switch around. On average, Japan goes to school about 240 days out of the 365, which is roughly 60 days more than the United States. Even the time school starts is different. In the United States, school starts at 7:30, while in Japan it starts at 8:30, although many students get there earlier to socialize. School days run longer in Japan, and typically Japanese high school students have a club or cram school afterwards. Cram school is a place to study and learn more so students can pass entrance exams for college. Japanese students also clean their school instead of having custodians like in the United States. Students from the United States have clubs also, but not every day. The legal age to drive in each country is different. In Japan, it's 18, and in the United States, it's 16. This means Japanese students cannot drive to high school. Not every family in Japan owns a car, since the country is so small. Instead, they use other modes of transportation, such as trains, bikes, and even walking. School for students in Japan is tougher than students from the United States because they are practically forced to study or they will not succeed. While students in the United States go to different high schools that's in the area, Japanese students sometimes decide to take entrance exams to schools that are farther away if it has a better reputation. Also, if they do not do well on entrance exams, they are not allowed to enter that school. So if a school is farther away and it is the only viable option, that's the school they'll go to. On the other hand, the American public schooling system places students in schools solely based on where they live, and passing exams are not needed to enter. In Japan, the negativity about futures creates a lot of pressure that they have to overcome in their youth. While students from the United States may be having fun on a Friday night, the Japanese might be studying all weekend. What do you think could be the best learning environment for students? Do you think teens from either country should change anything the way they live about their life? And should schools from both countries change anything?